Hello and welcome to Waking Up with Depeche Mode. And we are taking a look at the album 101 today a little bit. We're going to jump in. I was kind of inspired yesterday's chat. We were kind of going through a little bit. So we finished the show with Pimp, which is that song, and I was kind of hacking away at it. A little nervous there trying to start the show with that song sometimes, you know. It's not an easy one. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. We're in the key of E minor. So I've set our software to the key of G, the relative major. And this is from the 1987 album, Music for the Masses. And so this is what started the 101 show. I was very fortunate. I was 17 years old. And I got to see that show at the Great Western Forum in LA in 1987. And then I got to see the same show again at the Rose Bowl in Pasadena when I was 17. Let's go ahead and learn it, right? So we start with the first, there's about 4 parts you got to learn, okay? 4 parts. Let's show you part 1. Right, now you want to accent those 2 notes. Right, so you're going to change to the next one after that. But let me show you what I mean. And then this part just kind of flows. See it? So it goes. Then it goes to. Back to the other one. Okay, so you want to be able to practice going back and forth between those 2. And what that is the change goes from D to F sharp, okay? So it's like that. Okay, that's what we're going to learn. All right? So you know the back and forth between D and F. Okay? Then you got to go to G for this part. And there's a trick to that. I'll show you what it is, okay? You're coming out of the F sharp. Right? So your pinky is going to be on the E. So when you get to the G, you're going to start with the pinky up an octave from the A. Then you're going to cross over. Okay, but the first one's on E. The pinky is on E. Then cross over. Okay, like that. All right, so that's the tricky transition from the F sharp, the now watch this. Okay, so you're coming out of that G. And then you're going down to E on that part, okay? So watch. You're coming out of G. My bad. Right? And I use the same finger there. See how tricky that is? And then back to the D. Okay, so let me show you how that goes, okay? So we'll start with the F sharp here. Well, let's just start from the top. F sharp. Back to D. F sharp. G. E. Back to D, back to the top, okay? And that's how you do the basics of it. Now, in the end, you're going to have the octaves going. Then back to D. G. E. And back to D. Okay, that way it's official. I showed it to you. Okay, so that's what you're going to be doing in the left hand now, and you're going to try to put them together. Let me show you how the hands go together. Right, and the rest of that is by itself. Okay, so here we go. It's the same pattern, actually. My bad. Oh, let me get it. My bad. I keep doing it. It's so hard to play it slow for me. That's what I'm forgetting there. So sorry. Okay. So once you get that pattern down, then it goes for all of them. Even the G. E. And that is how you play Pimp by Depeche Mode. That is the first song on the 101 album. But we're going to move forward here. Let's go ahead and jump into the next song, which is Behind the Wheel. The show starts with Behind the Wheel. Let's go to our favorite Depeche Mode live wiki site. This is where I look up key signatures. So let's go to Behind the Wheel. Behind the Wheel. Let's take a look at it. What key is it in here? D minor. So we will set our software to F major, which is the relative major. F. There we go. And let's go ahead and take a look at a little bit of Behind the Wheel. So the show finishes with Pimp. I mean, the show starts with Pimp. Big build up. The lights go out. And then the curtain drops. You just hear a bang, bang, bang. And then... Drive anywhere, do what you want. I don't care. Tonight, I'm in the hands of fate. I have myself over on a plane. Right? Go ahead and learn it. Here's our chords for the whole song. B minor. You can either play it here to D minor, which is the key the song is in. Then we're going to go to a G minor inverted. Right? There's G major, make it minor, lower the third, and then invert it. And then to B flat major. Okay, so we're going B minor. You can play it in root or invert it. D minor. G minor inverted. And then B flat. Okay, my little girl. Drive anywhere. Do what you want. I don't care. Tonight, I'm in the hands of fate. I hand myself over on a plate now. Okay, that's your first riff. That's on the B. Then we go here. Okay, that's on the D minor now. Let's go to our G minor. And look at this. It's the same thing again in the B flat. Right? So let's go to B minor. Then you can walk up if you want. like this. Walk up again. See how G minor's here and B flat is here? It's just one note over. Isn't that awesome? That's why we invert the chords to make it easier on ourselves, right? So here we go. Okay, that's how you want to play it though. Let's get that bass line, right? That driving bass line on the original recording and on the 101 version. That's how it starts with the bang. And it's just following the chords. So it's going B, D, G, B flat, like that. So try it in different tempos if you want, you know, just practice it. Right, so you gotta get that timing down. It's right after that double tap. See it? Now try it with the walk up. Like this. Now try this one. That's the next one we're going to learn. Right, that's the B minor one. Right, that's D minor. That's G minor. That's the B flat. Okay, so B minor. One more time, B minor. D minor. One more time. That's the G minor. So it's like this. Now watch this. It's similar, but it shifts up a little bit. And ends on the E for the B flat. Okay, so right, so Now for the verses, I just hit chords because it's like, my little girl. Right, you do that same beat, my little girl. Drive anywhere. So you can just go through the chords. My little girl. Drive anywhere. Do what you want. I don't care. Tonight I'm in the hands of fate. I usually go to a single note when I sing it. That's right. I forgot. So, right, and then I just hit chords in the right hand. My little girl. Right? Drive anywhere. Do what you want. I don't care. Tonight. Right, then you can do this little riff. Something like that, right? There's that riff. There's a few others. Anyway, that's the basics of Behind the Wheel. I think that's a good lesson. It's actually my oldest tutorial on this channel is Behind the Wheel. I must have posted that like 12 years ago or something. Anyway, let's move forward. The next song on the 101 album, I think is in the key of G. Let me make sure. Let's go to Strange Love now. Let's go back to, I was working on Sacred, by the way. We're actually going to give a little bit of a try. I need to practice it more is what it is, because Sacred is one of the songs on my list that I do not know. But let's go over here. Let's go from Behind the Wheel now to Strange Love. So the next song after Behind the Wheel in the 101 concert was Strange Love. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. Strange Love. Now, Strange Love has so many remixes, so many different bass lines. Again, it's in the key of E minor, so let's make sure we go to G. And let's bring in Strange Love. So there's different versions of the song. There's a lot of different versions. For some reason, I read it on that site that I was just at, Depeche Mode Live Wiki. On this site, you can read all about the song, how it was produced, this and that. But I guess there was a reason why there was so many remixes of it. It says it in here. But anyway, I don't want to bore you with that. But let's just go ahead and move forward. So there's the album version, which kind of starts like this. Right? Then it does this nice, I love this part right here. And then it kind of goes. Right, nice bass line. Then you got to play your riff. Now, mind you, I still to this day have not put the two hands together with that bass line. The one I usually do when I play it is just kind of a more simplified like. How do I do it? It's like this. Right, like that. So I kind of skipped the whole thing, but I'll show it to you. It goes like this. Right, the E, down to C, down to A. Right, so obviously I need to put these hands together with this. So, but I'll show you the two parts anyway, okay? So that's what we're working on. So you go through that main riff, at the beginning of the song. Okay, you're gonna walk up, it goes B, A, and then C, okay? So B, A, C, okay? Like that. So you're walking up these three notes, then to B, A, and that's going to be important later on for when we get to the chorus, because it goes, strange love, strange highs and strange lows, strange love. That's how, it's actually an A minor, that's how my love goes, strange love. Will you give it to me. Okay, so that's why I'm kind of harping on this part. B, A. Okay, so you need to know that. Then it goes to here. It goes this cool riff here. And then I always miss that note. Okay, so let's go ahead and do it. And I showed you that little funky bass line. It actually, after it does this riff, then it goes. All right, one more time. And then it starts. Somewhere in there is the. Okay, I got to work that part out myself. Okay, but you get the point. So let me show you the riff now. E. Okay, so. Like that, okay? And then the left hand is just E. Right? Okay, and that's what you're doing there. Okay, so let's put them together. There'll be times when my cries will seem almost unforgivable. I give in to sin because you have to make this life livable. But when you think I've had enough from your sea of love, I'll take more than another river. Strange lows, strange love. That's how my love goes. Strange love. Will you give it to me? Will you take the pain? I will give to you again and again. And will you return it? Let's go to the verse. So you just play with these three notes here. You're going from. Okay, that's how it goes. Right, so. strange lows, strange love. That's how my love goes, strange love. Will you give it to me? Will you take the pain? I will give to you again and again. And will you return it? So it's C, D. So will you give it to me? Will you take the A minor? I will give to G major again and again. C, D, E minor. Right? And that's most of what you need for strange love. All you need to learn from there is the pain. Will you return it? I'll say it again. Pain. So it's just E minor, C, and then I go down to A minor. Like that. So pain. Will you return it? I'll say it again. Pain. Then you play it like this. Pain. You return it. I'll say it again. Pain, pain, you return it, I won't say it again. Strange love, right? And you do the whole outro. Okay, so that's strange love. We might have to cut this one short today, people. Let's see here. I have some running around to do. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's keep going. So the next song is Sacred, and this is the one that I need to take a look at. So give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I need to look something up real quick. I'm going to just view that. I've never used this, but let's use my Be Right Back screen. And give me 1 second. Be right back. Wait, okay, so we're back. Hello, sorry about that. I had to unmute the mic. Okay, F sharp major is the key. So I had to remember some riffs, so I wanted to practice a little bit. I didn't want to do it on the air here. Okay, so my apologies. I've never really used that Be Right Back screen before. So, okay, so let's take a look at it. I just don't want anything playing in the background. The site that I use, one of the sites I use is called Chordify, and you can play along with the song, but I do not want it playing because it's the actual copyrighted song. So. All right, let's see how it goes. So it's like sacred. Right, let me see how it goes. So let's get that main riff. What I learned this morning was this. And I did this a couple weeks ago and then I completely forgot it. So now we're going to try it again. Okay, so we're in the key of F sharp major. But we're starting with a C sharp. So it's... Let me see how it goes. So it's... Then you get to this part, it's... So here is my confession. Let me see where it's at. I got to get down to this part. There's so many chord changes in this song. So I think it ends there because I don't have the lyrics with it. So I think it goes like this. Where's it at? Oh no, it's here. Is it? I think it's B flat minor. So here is my confession. It's an obsession. I'm a firm believer and a warm receiver. So it's like I play it here, and I made my decision. This is religion, there's no doubt. I'm one of the devout. Then it walks up, it goes like this. Trying to tell the story of love's eternal glory. Sacred. And I gotta remember this riff. This is the one I forgot. So it's sacred. Let me get the chorus. A sacred, holy. To put it into words, to write it down. That is walking on hallowed ground, but it's my duty. Okay, so that's how I go. Duty. Okay, so your chord changes for that part. Okay, so now let's get that riff. So, sacred. Okay, so I'll owe you that riff. Okay, but you know what I'm talking about, right? During the chorus? I can't get, that's what I was trying to work on off the air here, but I couldn't get it then. Can't get it now, so I'm going to go ahead and move forward. But not bad start, right? So let's start at the top. Sacred. So where's that? Sacred. Let me see how it goes. Holy. I think it goes to holy. To put it into words, to write it down. That is walking on hallowed ground, but it's my duty. So it's A. Duty. I'm a missionary. Now I would start it down here. Doing the C sharp to D to F sharp, okay? So it's right, and then you got this riff. Right, so now we want to practice that. So it's going bad. There's your chord changes there. It's a C sharp minor. Okay, and then like I said, try to rock that bass line. See, it's hard to do it. That's hard. Anyway, okay, so you get the point. So if you guys can put those hands together, then you've got that lick. Okay, so then you get into your verses. And now your verses start with a B flat minor. So we're just going to go through the chords. So we can play it here, B flat minor, or we could play it here. to a C sharp minor. So here is my confession. It's an obsession. I'm a firm believer and a warm receiver, right? And I've made my decision. This is religion, there's no doubt. So what I'm playing is a B flat minor, and I'm inverting it to a C sharp. Okay? This is religion, there's so here is my confession. It's an obsession. I'm a firm believer and a warm receiver. And I made my decision. This is religion, there's no doubt. I'm one of the devout. Right? Then you walk up, you go like this. So it's like this. Trying to sell the story, love's eternal glory, sacred, right? Then you go to your riff that I don't know yet. Okay, but I would start this run lower though. So I'd be going like this. I'd probably be down here going. Right, so that's how you do it. Okay, so I think that's kind of a good start on Sacred, right? You get some of those riffs down, and then we'll keep working on it in the background. But okay, so we were moving through the album 101, and I don't think I'm going to get close in an hour. Let's see here. Let's go to the 101 album. Depeche Mode 101. Let's see the track listing here. After Sacred, I want to say comes like, Something to Do and Blasphemous Rumors. So that's two more songs that I don't really know. So I need to learn, I need to learn Sacred. I need to learn Something to Do, Blasphemous Rumors. Okay, I know parts of those, but like very minimal, just little riffs. So let's do Stripped. Okay, I'm kind of playing along there. So the other ones I would need to learn. So I need to learn Something to Do, or I need to learn Blasphemous Rumors. I know Stripped and Somebody. The Things You Said, I need to learn. These I know. Nothing I'm working on. That one's... Where's that? So it's like, right? Something like that. Okay, sorry, you guys. Let's go ahead and get back to our live lesson scene. All right, I'm just looking at the tracks that I do know. So there's quite a few that I don't know, but we'll work on them. So that was Sacred. Let's go ahead and move forward now. Let's do a little bit of Stripped. So let's go to Stripped. This is from the Black Celebration album. Stripped. All right, what key are we in here? We are in the key of G major, which we might already be there or no? Nope, we're in F sharp. Okay, so let's go to G major. Let's go back to our live lesson scene. Yay, cheapstreambo.com. Okay, thank you. I even appreciate the ads, I guess, on this show. Let's do a little stripped. Put some strings on, maybe. Make it more dramatic here. All right, let's do some strings. Where's that? Ooh, that is way more full than I thought it was going to be with those strings on. Let's do it. Y'all can still hear me. I screwed up. Let's do this. All right, we start with C. Go down to G. Up to B flat. And to D. C. G. B flat to D, right? And that is our chorus, believe it or not. Let me see you stripped down to the bone. Let me hear you speaking just for me. Right? So let's play a little intro, though. Put the strings back on. It's a little dramatic, though. Right, it's tricky because you want to hit a C in the left hand, but the D in the right. Then when you get to the G, it's B flat is, and then once again, right, so it's not so bad. Just don't let this one confuse you because you're C in the left hand and D in the right. Come with me into the trees. We'll lay on the grass and let the hours pass. Take my hand, come back to the land. Let's get away just for one day. Let me see you straight down to the bone. All right, let's do the verse. You're walking up a D minor, like that. Like that, you walk down, a D minor, to the octave. Like that, okay? So, come with me into the trees. Now, left hand first will lay on the grass. To the A, okay? So you hit the left hand first, like... Okay, and we'll learn that part next. Okay, so that's how it's played. That's how I play it. So, come with me. So when you're practicing singing it, just kind of know where the hands go. Come with me into the trees. We'll lay on the grass and let the hours pass. Take my hand, come back to the land. Let's get away just for one day. Let me see you stripped down to the bone. All right, that's your chorus. That's it. It's not that bad. It's just keeping that rhythm while you're singing, though. Let me see you stripped down to the bone. Let me see you stripped down to the bone. And we'll learn that part next, okay? So not too bad. Pretty good start to the song, I'd say. Getting through that first verse, though, is tricky. You know what I mean? Knowing where the hands go, you know? So just going... That's all you're doing. But you got to keep it in time. So I hold the first one. Like that, so... Start with your middle finger on A. That way you can get the pinky on C. Then shift to this ring finger or whatever. So you get the thumb on the D. And then shift back to the middle finger. Then shift over. That's how I play it. Then I go back. So I shift on the A there, okay? These two fingers, I share it. The reason why I'm doing that is because when you get to verse 2, you got to do this. Metropolis has nothing on this. You're breathing in fumes. I taste when we kiss. Right? You got to sing it next. Okay, so that's verse 2. That's why I'm harping on this and making it such a big deal. You want to have that memorized with your hands. Kind of have your right hand memorized because it's really tricky to sing it and play it at the same time. You'll see what I mean when you get there. But here we go. Let's do it. So in the left hand, just accenting with D octaves. verse 2, an octave higher. Metropolis has nothing on this. You're breathing in fumes I taste when we kiss. D. Right? Take my hand, come back to the land, down to A if things ours for a few hours. And then let me see you stripped down to the bone. Let me see you stripped down to the bone. Now watch this. This part's easy now. Let me hear you make decisions out your television. Let me hear you speaking just for me. Right? So that's how you play that part. You play that middle part the same as you play the chorus. Yo! Dispensa, how are you? Caught me at the end of the show. You caught me right at the very end. I was finishing up some strips. I did a little bit of the 101 album today. Just started with Pimp. I did a little Behind the Wheel. I did a little bit of Sacred, though, if you want to check out the middle of the show. I did a little bit of Sacred. I'm going to keep working on it, though. I remember I learned it a few weeks ago, then I forgot it because I was working on other stuff. So I've been trying to finish Sacred and kind of know that one. Anyway, you guys have a blessed and happy day, though. I'm actually going to be taking off here. So I think that's pretty much it. Once you learn that, you just got to learn how to sing that outro with the strings, you know. Let me take the strings off. Let me see you stripped down to the bone. Let me hear you speaking just for me. Me see you stripped down to the bone. Let me hear you crying just for me. Oh, nice. You got VR? Little VR headset? We'll end it there, though. Hey, sorry I caught you on the way out. I got some people coming over, so I have to get the house together here. But I really do appreciate you. Saw what tribute did you go see? How neat. The Devout. Okay, I'll have to check them out. Are they on YouTube and stuff? We'll have to check out their band. The Devout. That sounds great. Well, I hope you had a great time at a show. We're going to go, the Depeche Mode convention is tomorrow. So we're going to be here in LA for the Depeche Mode convention, checking out the Devotional and For the Masses and other bands, some DJs, some DJ friends of ours. And we're going to go check it out. So you guys have a blessed and happy weekend. I should be back tomorrow, though. Oh, I'm sure it was. A lot of the Depeche Mode tributes are really good these days. Oh, I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad to hear that the tribute scene is happening where you're at. It's definitely happening here in LA. There's all kinds of Depeche Mode tributes. So awesome. Glad to hear that. Anyway, you guys have a blessed and happy day, and we'll see you back again tomorrow. Bye, everyone. Bye, Spencer. We'll see you again tomorrow.